Good evening, everybody. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Miss Fierce here from the Fierce Trade House. As you guys can hear, I've been fighting. Okay, I've not been fighting a cold. I haven't caught a cold yet in this cold July Nairobi weather. But it's like there's been an onset of a cold coming on, but because I've been drinking a lot of hot water and ginger and all those things, the cold has just, I've managed to stave it off. But the crazy thing is now my voice went. And right now it's back, but I'm still struggling. I mean, the last 3 days I've really not had a voice. So I'm just doing this weekly analysis because I promised I would do one every week. So if you hear my voice is a bit different, just know it's me struggling on that front. So, but I hope everyone else is warm and good and dandy. And I know tomorrow in Kenya is a holiday. It's Eid Mubarak. So to all our Muslim friends out there, enjoy, enjoy. Yeah, so back to the charts. And yes, if this is your first time on my YouTube channel, thank you for tuning in as always. Please like and share and subscribe, if you find value, right? But yeah, let's get to it. So I'm going to start with GBPUSD, and I'm looking at this from the weekly time frame. So we can see that GU has been very bearish, and generally this week people are still talking about GBP pairs, the GBP just losing further ground. I find that it's at a very interesting level here, though. We do have this low of 2020. This is March 16th low, and we may try to get there. I mean, on the weekly time frame, that's quite a distance. That's about 630 pips. But what we saw last week is the last 2 weeks, actually, GU has been bearish for a couple of weeks, apart from, let's say, the week of 20th June. But last week, we formed a low of 1.18936. We took out liquidity. And my feeling is that we'll likely push up first before we try to target any lows here. So, but let me just look at the daily, see how's that's looking. So, yeah, so I'm expecting GU to literally just keep pushing up. We are in bearish structure. I'd like to see GU go to 1.22149 level before I see any continuation down or an attempt to go bearish. So it's not very far from there, from this swing high here. This is, there's some liquidity, possibly, actually took out liquidity and dropped, but I feel like we have levels above here, 1.24059. And my near-term level would love to see GU push up and then drop. So I'm gonna be bullish on market open. Sorry guys, I'm gonna be bullish on market open. Although it could go either way, price could push down on open. Let me see a lower time frame. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, I'm pretty much, I'd love to see GU push up. Yeah, so I'm bullish on GBP USD. Let's look at Euro USD. I know Euro USD last week as well really did a major, you can see this major drop. Swept liquidity, let me see. There's loads of activity going on downside, okay? There are pending levels that I wouldn't be surprised that Euro USD might try to target. We didn't quite get there. So depending on how we open on the week, we're still looking quite bearish. Yeah, we're still looking quite bearish. We may push up to like 1.03679 and then continue down to maybe tap down at these levels. We have imbalances downside that I feel like, you know, there's pending business going on to the downside, right? So I feel like we may try to attack those levels if we haven't already. Okay, we didn't quite tap into it, so I'm still gunning for that to happen, you know. But on market open, I'm going to just root for price to possibly start pushing up and then continue down. Yeah, so I'm also looking at a bullish move on euro on market open, although structurally we are looking very bearish. Okay, just the last 2 weeks we can see how we closed, but I'm really thinking, you know, we should try and pull back a bit. We have liquidity resting above here. Okay, so this would be about 400 points, but 400 pips, but we do have target here. So I'm like, price should get into this zone, bounce off of this zone, you know. So this is about, let's see, anywhere from 100 to like 156 pips. Yeah, so I'm bullish on this. So let's look at what do I look at? Let's look at AUD. Okay, I've looked at enough USD pairs. Let me look at gold. Let's look at gold. Last week, gold also dropped quite a bit, and I wasn't surprised at all. If I just look at the weekly, gold has been very bearish. I remember someone in my Telegram group asked about gold, Catherine, and we did take out the 1752 level. And I just feel like, I mean, there's been pending business on gold at the 1677 level. Structurally, as you can see, guys, we are looking very bearish. So we may kind of need ease up this week and then drop. First of all, this coming week, as you can see, it's a red folder week. Like, it's really, there's a lot of central bank news from Japan, from, you know, the UK, New Zealand, just the Euro bloc generally. And then we have USD news and GBP news, GDP and CPI news on Wednesday. Unemployment. I mean, there's quite a lot happening this coming week. So I'm going to expect the volatility to push these currencies up, okay, before they continue to the downside. I mean, that's just my expectation. But the way we closed here, I don't know if this is really a liquidity grab or gold will just go straight to 1724. So my take is probably we drop another 200 pips below on market open, okay, and then start pushing up towards the midweek, and then maybe continue pushing down. So we may see some consolidation or some, but it's a very volatile week, so I'm not sure there's going to be much consolidating. I just think that it's very possible that we will see another week, another bearish week on gold. Yeah, that's really what I'm anticipating. But in between that, we should also see some pullbacks. Yeah, so it's potentially possible that the market will open bullish, but then the week will be bearish. Yeah, so that's gold. Let's look at some indices. You guys know I love to look at indices. So I'm going to look at US30 first. And as anticipated, okay, I think I looked at US30 last week. Let me first look at NAS. Hold on, because I trade NAS more than US30. I find US30 is usually so much more aggressive. It gives very good initial indication of movement. But I like NAS because last week I think I actually said that I was anticipating NAS to be bullish and push up, and it did. Like the week ended very bullish, although at some point it looked like it wanted to come and attack liquidity below. It didn't quite do that. So what we saw, the week ended on Friday with NAS pushing up, and we still have this level of 12,226.9 that I think will be taken out. And we'll be tapping into that weekly imbalance as well as the daily imbalance. That is my anticipation, that we'll get all the way, I'm hoping, to the daily imbalance, which is at 12359.8. And then maybe that's when we'll see a bit of a rejection. If we take out this high of 12,577, then on the daily, then we are definitely shifting to a bullish structure. So my eyes will be peeled above the daily imbalance there. I'll be waiting to see price if it pushes above that. If it does, then we are bullish, definitely, and we'll be attacking liquidity above and things like that. But then my anticipation on the short term is that we just take out at least the 226.9 level, which is about 83 points, 90 points away. Push up all the way to the daily imbalance, which is at 12336.4, and maybe even higher. Okay. And then we'll see price taper out. So I'm also bullish on NAS, and that's why I think let's look at the dollar index. I know the dollar index has been printing pretty high, but we see it closed with a bit of a rejection up here. So we may see price easing off like this. I mean, wow, DXY has been on a roll. Let's see what's been happening on this end of things on the weekly. So what we see on the dollar index is we took out liquidity. We still have some business up here. So we've taken out liquidity and we tapped into a weekly imbalance. So that's possibly why there's that rejection on the price. Technically, from a technical perspective, I also don't know why the dollar index has just been very bullish. I don't know. In my opinion, it's like I'm thinking that's just the market manipulation. So the week closed very bullish, but it closed. I don't think we're gonna see it go above here just yet. Maybe later in the week, but I would really like to see price easing out a bit, and maybe even tackling the 103.400 level. We are at 106.895. That's quite something. That's quite something. We haven't been here since 2002. I mean, guys, that's something. So will we break this 2002 high? Not so keen on that happening. Yeah, we may, but even if we do, I don't know if we'll make it to the next level at 109. Yeah, so I'm just thinking we'll probably taper out around this zone. Yeah, so in that case, that's why I think the indices we may see price beginning to push up at some point. And the USD foreign exchange, downtrend may begin to end. But yeah, so that's basically it, guys. Maybe I can look at one more pair, USD JPY, which has been looking like the dollar index, and UJ has been, anyone who has been trading UJ, whoa. Since January, UJ has been on a very, very consistent journey upside. Very consistent. That's about 3,450 pips on the weekly. I mean, very consistent, but let's look at this a bit better. So we've finally taken out this high there was definitely some business upfront here. We may try to attack these highs because there's a lot of liquidity and imbalances. But I don't know if it has the stamina to get. We are not too far from there though, so it's not a long shot. It's not a long shot. Not a long shot, you know. So this zone here, anywhere between, if we take that out, I'm just like, wow. This is the 1998. So guys, what we're doing, the dollar is really, you know, giving the foreign exchanges a beating. So as you can see, this is a 1998 highs. Okay, so these prices we are seeing are for a long time ago. I feel like this is a reactionary level as well. So even if we tap into this level of 140, I'm not sure we'll break out and continue. I think that we'll find some, you know, we will just be, you know, rebalancing the market. I think UJ has been on a nice run, but I think it's time we start seeing price tapering off. Fundamentally, I'm thinking that's what should be happening. And I don't know why, but yeah, but I know the European market has been struggling, hence why we are seeing such interesting shifts downside. But yeah. Yeah, so guys, I think for this week, as we can see on the daily price action, is we are in kind of like in a consolidating sideways thing going on. If I look closer in, I feel like this is a liquidity grab more than anything. But at the same time, we could continue pushing up to this imbalance on the weekly. We've left a lot of liquidity downside. I mean, there's a lot of action downside as well. So if we start pushing lower, I'm going to be targeting these levels when we start breaking down again. So I'll be waiting to see how the market opens. We do have a bit of liquidity upside, so we may push up and then start seeing price pushing down. That's really my take for UJ this week, that we may see price tapering out and beginning to just push lower before it continues its stretch to the top side. I mean, I think so. Yeah. So guys, that's it for this week. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, thumbs up. Please leave a comment. Yeah, and see you soon, guys. Have a lovely week. Stay warm for those in Nairobi. And yeah, thank you for tuning in as always. See you all next week.